thing here, him becoming Archer. Hence, she made a deal with the world. What's the deal? I become. My only goal is to stop Archer from accumulating the hell of memories that he got in canon. Said hell of memories he got in canon is what broke him and made him go for the world suicide route in hopes of erasing himself from the timeline via paradox. Archer Co. has similar abilities to Archer, an offshoot of Unlimited Blade Works. Apologies for that. Similar ability to Unlimited Blade Works, but in a different manner. She also has a particular bow forged or perhaps restored by Shiro with the help of other people. And Archerko is a very peculiar character. She's flirty, she's cheerful, she's also a bit of a troll. And a fan of innuendo. So she's a very dynamic character, if you get what I'm saying. She gets also so little screen time that it's just terrible, and I don't know what the author was thinking here. Is he thinking, oh, this is cool, let me add this more random servants? In fact, he also gets Apocrypha and is aware of it to the extent of throwing in Jack the Ripper, the murderer lolly, who in Apocrypha caused a lot of deaths because her master, her mother, was an evil person. And then we have Sekirei, and at this point, and I can say, dude, don't go 10 crossovers, don't go 20 crossovers. Pick one thing, stick with it. Here is my clothing thoughts. This is not a good fanfic. Even if the author says it was his first attempt, he should have sought someone to stop him from going off the deep end like he went here. He should have stopped, thought, rewritten, erased, rewritten. He honestly brought such a terrible piece of fanfiction. I have been struggling for the past 2 weeks to finish this. It's not a fun read, it's an annoying read. Harry's power level keeps escalating. Even you have bizarre things such as a fairy called Holy that confuse with Harry, and I'm 90% sure that it's somehow ripping from Douluo Dalo 2, or if it's not Douluo Dalo 2, it's from DBC or something else, but it's ripping. There is also a pseudo crossover with Nanoha, where Selraj watches the series and comes up with a new kaleidoscopic idea. Then Harry goes to Sekirei, and here's the point I want to make. Pick two settings if you want. Think hard how to cross them, and treat as charitably as possible both settings. Don't bash anyone. Bashing, aka writing someone as a caricature of either being so stupid, evil, insane, or a mix of all the three, it's so mind-numbingly stupid that overall, the quality of your work decreases with every instance of this. You start at 100%, and by the third instant, you're already hit 0%. Writing someone as cartoonishly evil doesn't mean it's a bad thing, as long as you can justify it, as you can provide an adequate justification to the change in behavior. Love Potion, Confundus Charm, Imperio. You have an entire deck of options to play with. I strongly suggest a rewrite. I strongly suggest ditching the fate angle entirely and instead focusing on the personal struggles of Harry having a new family and getting adopted by them and trying to make them proud while also trying to understand that they are goddesses. Goddesses are not humans. Their points of view and inner morality it's going to be different from humans, and this also is going to pose a challenge because two goddesses are trying to raise a human and they have to adapt their morals and point of view to a human one. And that makes for a far more interesting story because you have a conflict in your narrative. You have a situation that can't be easily resolved. You have a thing here. Unlike this Harry Potter in name only, that during mid-war somehow gets overtaken by Angra and not only that, he gets overtaken by him, and Harry pulls out of his ass, and again apologies for the language, a spell to seal all the world's evils materialized from a wish that Angra in his servant form did upon the braille, sorta. He became the literal Zoroastrian god Angra all the world's evils. Are you going to tell me that Harry's soul is stable, strong, and potent enough to seal inside himself all the world's evils? Even if there are consequences to it, it's still shattering my suspension of disbelief. Hence, my suggestion, teach the fate angle. Get someone who is capable of giving you concrete feed. You don't want to go too wild. You are allowed to go somewhat wild as long as your justification is plausible enough and your idea isn't entirely stupid like 90% of this is. I suggest that you think long and hard on how to approach the material because Harry Potter, in spite of being at first a children's book that matured into a young adult book series, is still a deeply rich material and you don't need a crossover to enhance it. You can do a lot of stuff with the Deathly Hallows. You can do a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot of stuff. But you can't do this. This is like mixing things to see how they taste, and the taste is horrible. It tastes bad. It makes me want to puke. Don't and and what makes everything worse is that this somehow got a sequel. I will not be reviewing anytime soon the sequel, but just if these 88 chapters of sheer torture that I went through are any indication, things go from bad to good God, this should be classified as torture. So, with my round over, I think this is a bad fanfic. I suggest that you avoid it through all costs. It mischaracterizes everybody. It misses plenty of opportunities to do cool things. Here, want to know another cool thing that this fanfic could have done? If you want Harry in a Great War, give him Tamamo. But before you give him Tamamo, play Fate Extra or read or watch a Let's Play of Fate Extra that has Tamamo as a main servant. Because you know what? Tamamo's I wanna be the perfect wife is half a mask. She wants to be a perfect wife under her own conditions. She in reality seeks acceptance. When she was a mortal known as Mikosume or whatever, she was a politician in the feudal Japan's court. Emperor, I can't recall the name of the emperor, but the thing was very bloodthirsty, was very much daggers to the throat at any moment, and it didn't help to for her to develop into a sane person. Tamamo died crying. She wants acceptance. She wants, and she seeks the acceptance through marriage. And Harry, who you could have him be an outcast at this point, depending on where you situate the book, maybe book 6, 7, for example, will be a pretty great position, given that Harry is now entirely an outcast and nobody is on his side. The entire wizarding world has more or less turned his back on him, and this sort of parallelism could be useful. A boy who found a place and the place is more or less kicking him out. A woman spirit that craves acceptance and seeks to a degree redeem herself from her past acts. You have two broken people in a bad situation. You you have so much potential with this, and you squander it all. You squander it all. So yes, I don't recommend this fanfic. I think this fanfic is horrible. I don't think a rewrite is going to save it. I think that it should be scrubbed entirely, and bare minimum of it should be saved for the new version. With that being said, if you like this video, click the like button. If you didn't, click the dislike button. If you have an opinion, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. Please also consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell icon if you want to hear more of my content. I have already reviewed 2 fanfic spells, so you can also click on the reproduction list in my channel, Let's Talk About, to find more to find better fanfic than this. Given that I will be reviewing 2 bad fanfics, I have 1 to go, and the next one I'm going to review, it's a bad Pokemon fanfic. It's what I consider one of the maybe original sim fanfics that many fanfics still borrow things from. Want to know what it's called? It's called Altomares Ace. It's so far the worst Pokemon fanfic I have read, and it's to the point that I feel hatred for its writing. Have a good day. See you next time.